And welcome to my Deathgivers / Daggers fame farm guide. With the new Q ability on the Daggers, it has become a lot easier to fame farm. This is because you are now able to have a steady source of AoE damage on the Daggers. The Dagger build that you want to be running while doing these dungeons is Bloodletter with Deadly Swipe, Throwing Blades, and Life Leech. On your hood, you want to have Assassin Hood with Meditation and Quick Thinker. On your jacket, you will want to have Self-Ignition with Quick Thinker. On your boots, you would want Giant with Toughness. On your cape, you want it to be a Limhurst cape. You want your offhand to be a Taproot. You want your food to be a 5.1 cabbage soup. And obviously, your bag would be your bag. This build does not struggle in doing solo dungeons at all, except for the bosses. For bosses, I'd recommend you bring a Hunter jacket with a one-handed dagger switch, as this will make it a lot easier. However, for actual monsters themselves, this build has no problem clearing. The way you want to do it is by throwing out your blades, getting a speed boost, using your Spectre jacket and your self-ignition together, getting them to below 40% health, and then E'ing through them to finish them off. After you E through them, you want to use Meditation. Your E when a monster is below 40% health will not only execute them, but it will also give you a 10-second cooldown reduction. Your Assassin's Hood will also give you a 10-second cooldown reduction. So when you use these together, you are basically almost always able to have your Spectre jacket up. However, be warned, when you're doing these in higher level dungeons such as 7-1 or 7-2 maps, I'd recommend only going Giant and using your Spectre jacket. Don't use your Spectre jacket alone unless you're confident you can complete the pull. I would say this build can complete any dungeon up to around 7.2, which is when it starts to have trouble with the bosses. As I stated earlier though, if you have a one-handed dagger switch, this is no problem, and you can easily do even up to 8-3 solo maps with this build. I'd caution you bringing at least 1100 item power though if you're going to do better maps. If you are just doing like T7 flat groups, it's not as important and you're able to get away with having around 1000 item power. However, be warned, as if you're brand new to the game and you do not have your Reaver leveled up, make sure you're not doing any dungeons that's higher than your current Reaver level. This is what your Reaver level looks like. It is this branch in your fame tree. It goes under Trainee Fighter up to Journeyman Reaver. So do not be doing any tier 8 maps if you do not have Elder Reaver unlocked, as it will give you a 100% damage buff versus these creatures and 50% CC reduction and defense. If you're trying to do a dungeon without having that Reaver unlocked, it is almost impossible if you're doing a tier 8 dungeon. So I would recommend doing dungeons that correspond directly with your Reaver level. In addition to this, the more you use this build and start to fame it up, you will unlock these things called fame credits. You gain fame credits by having auto respect turned on and having parts of your armor or weapon at 100 mastery. So for example, I have my daggers, my jacket, my hood, and my boots all to 100 mastery. This will give me a lot more fame credits. These fame credits I can then use to put into the daggers themselves, or you could use these to level up another build. I would recommend always using your fame credits on your artifact daggers first, as this is the hardest one and it feels really nice to get out of the way first. Some general tips for fighting bosses is to switch your Q ability to Sunder Armor if you do not have a one-handed dagger swap, and to be very cautious of gankers and to be using the 5.1 cabbage soup. This is because you will find yourself getting low health a lot of times in this build, but with the 5.1 cabbage soup, your health will regen very quick and you'll be able to shrug off most hits and be able to fully regain your health by the time you get dove by a ganker. This build doesn't have any problems killing solo divers, however you can start to have issues when you're getting dove by 3 or more people. However, that's obviously the same issue with any build, as most PvE builds aren't the best at PvP, but this one is still pretty good at both. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, comment them down below. I will also be live streaming on Twitch at around 12 EST every single day. This will give us a chance to interact, and you can ask me any more questions you have there. My Twitch channel is twitch.tv/blue_dawn. I want to give a shout out to Flossed Baron for showing me this build. However, the way that you chain your abilities together is very important with this, so I'd recommend practicing. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time or on my Twitch. Have a good night, everybody.